Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the EdgeVerse Techcast. This is the place where you can come and learn all about the new software, tools, and enablement from NXP. And I'm one of your co-hosts, Kyle Dando.
And I'm your other co-host, Bridgette Stone. Today we're talking about something near and dear to a lot of developers, the Freedom ecosystem. If you've ever picked up one of our Freedom boards or even just wondered what they're all about, this episode's for you.
Yeah, Bridgette, I think the listeners are really going to enjoy the episode. We're very lucky to have Monica Sid join us to help explore Freedom. She's going to tell us what it is, how everyone can get started, and how it ties into the MCUXpresso tools that we always talk about. So Monica, welcome. Thanks for joining the show.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Bridgette. I am excited to be here and talk about Freedom. I work on the mass market team. A couple of years ago, I raised my fund to bring Freedom back, and since then, I've been full speed ahead.
I think you probably still have your hand raised. We're so happy that you're leading the charge on Freedom, so thanks for being here. And let's just kick it off from the beginning. Monica, for someone who's never heard of Freedom before, what exactly is the Freedom ecosystem?
So when we talk about Freedom ecosystem, we really want to make people to know it's not just a board. I mean, a piece of hardware by itself doesn't go very fast these days. What makes Freedom special is that it's a part of a bigger picture. It's a NXP way of helping developers to get started quickly with something simple, but also flexible enough to grow with your ideas. You can plug in different expansion boards like wireless modules, sensors, or displays, and build your own project. It's not just about the hardware. There is solid software that supports it, which makes it super easy to evaluate and prototype.
So it's not just an entry-level tool, it's a whole ecosystem that can actually carry you through more serious projects as well.
Yeah, exactly. We want Freedom to be approachable, but also capable.
Okay, Monica, so let's say one of our listeners has ordered their first Freedom board and it shows up on their desk, and let's say it's day one and they want to get started. What does that experience look like for them? What are they going to go through?
Well, everything starts at the moment you open the box. Right there, you will find a printed quick start guide that walk you through the first steps, just like an overview of the board, where you can go to get step-by-step guide to run it. Once you find the getting started section of the web, that's where the fun begins. You will find all kinds of resources, software and tools, simple demos, examples, and even projects that work with expansion boards. Thanks to the different standard expansion boards, there's Arduino, Microboost, or own Freedom connector. You can easily connect things like sensors or displays, wireless modules, and start building right away. It's all designed to help you get hands-on fast and keep things moving, and additional information to give you a path to keep learning.
So for our listeners, it's not going to take you weeks to get up and running. You will have a very great experience, as Monica just outlined. The benefit of it is that they're actually going to go from opening the box to building a simple project in a single afternoon.
Yes, that's right. Everything is designed to be in your hands from day one, so you can evaluate quickly and start your prototype.
So Moni, let's talk about the software side. A lot of our listeners are already using MCUXpresso or have tuned into other episodes where we talk about MCUXpresso. How does Freedom tie into our software and tools?
Freedom and MCUXpresso are really built to work together. MCUXpresso IDE or Visual Studio Code are the main environments to program and debug their Freedom boards. You can import projects directly, compile, and step through your code. Then there is MCUXpresso SDK, which gives you drivers, middleware, and example projects that are specific to the Freedom board you are using. On the top of that, we have Application Code Hub, which is like a library of ready-to-use demos and code snippets. So you can filter by the exact Freedom board you have, or the end use case you are designed for, download the project, run it in your hardware in minutes. It's a very seamless workflow.
When you're buying Freedom, it's not just a piece of hardware. You're buying into a software ecosystem that recognizes your hardware and helps you get the code running very quickly and right away.
Exactly. That integration is what makes easy for developers to go from idea to prototype without spending weeks figuring out drivers or basic setup.
Monica, I love Freedom Boards. Bridgette, you've seen my desk. They're all over the place. So I think we need to share a little bit more details with our listeners. Moni, you actually spend more time than I do with Freedom Boards. What are some of the standout Freedom Boards that you like? What are some of the demos that really showcase what the ecosystem you just explained can do?
Yeah, there are a lot of great features across the Freedom Boards, but one of my personal favorites is the Freedom i.MX 93. It's perfect for industrial applications. It supports connectivity, runs Linux, and comes with HDMI and USB ports. What is cool is that you can try out GoPoint demos that are included in the BSP, like machine learning or graphic examples, using everyday stuff you already have, your keyboard, your camera, and monitor that you already have at home or in the office. It's super convenient and really shows how Freedom makes powerful tech easy to access and explore. You don't need a lab setup, just open the box, plug in, and you are ready to start experimenting. One of the coolest demos we put together was for Embedded World in 2025. We built a full network of nodes to show how industrial communication works in a smart building. You had sensors, control nodes, motor control, HMI interfaces, all connected through USB, CAN, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi. The best part, each node was powered by a different Freedom board from the MCUX series and i.MX processors. It was a great way to show how flexible the ecosystem is. Developers can mix and match different boards and software components to build something that feels like a real world application. That is exactly what Freedom was designed for. Most MCUs and MPUs are general purpose, but with the right ecosystem and enablement, you can shape them into something that really fits your unique idea. Now, that demo wasn't official release, but everything we used to build it is available. We just connected the dots, just like developers do every day when they are creating solutions that fit their needs.
All of our listeners will appreciate that we're not stopping with just the Hello World or Blinky. What you just described is the developers can really try some hard to employ technology like machine learning, high precision sensing on some of the boards. We have a lot of applications that they need the evidence that it can be done. The Freedom Boards, they're really the easiest way to get started with all those demos we have.
That's exactly the goal. We want the system to spark ideas that can turn into real products.
All right, Moni, last question, and maybe a fun, challenging one. No tool is perfect. So what are some of the challenges developers might run into with Freedom, and what's coming next for the ecosystem?
Freedom has come a long way. It originally started with Kinetics, and now it's back and growing strong with the MCUX family. That is exciting. But it also means choosing the right Freedom boards can be a bit of a challenge. Honestly, it's kind of like picking the right MCU. At the end of the day, the board reflects what the MCU was designed for. So my advice, take a moment to explore the enablement tools and the board options. If you make a smart choice upfront, everything else, develop, prototype, scaling, get way easier and faster. For what is next, we are expanding the Freedom portfolio even further. There will be more boards and options available. We are also improving the out-of-box demos, make it easier to go from the first plugin to running meaningful applications. And on the software side, you will see even more integration with MCUXpresso and the frameworks like Zephyr. It's all about make it easier for developers to move from idea to an implementation.
And so as we look ahead, Moni, expanding the MCX portfolio and easing the software workflow are huge areas of focus. We want Freedom users to have choices in hardware, more plug-and-play demos that you talked about, and tighter integration with MCUXpresso and other frameworks like Matter or Zephyr.
That is a great point, Kai. And speaking of more choices, we actually just launched a new Freedom board that I am really excited about. This board is the Freedom i.MX 8M Plus. What makes this one stand out is that it steps into the world of application processors, but keeps the classic Freedom easy of use. It's powered by the i.MX 8M Plus, which give you 4 Cortex A53 cores running up to 1.8 GHz plus a Cortex M7 for real-time tasks. There is a neuronal process unit and a DSP built in, so it's ready for some serious workloads. One of the coolest features, it has onboard wireless module with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 15.4. So you've got modern wireless options right out of the box. Good memory, faster boot times, designed to handle things like image processing, machine vision, or high data rate sensor fusion, and with interfaces like MIPI-DSI, MIPI-CSI, HDMI, dual gigabit Ethernet, one with GSM support, and USB 3.0. It's ready to connect to pretty much anything. This board really shows how Freedom is evolving, giving developers access to more powerful processors while keeping things affordable and well supported.
Well, Moni, thank you so much for walking us through the Freedom ecosystem today. I think this really shows that Freedom is not only approachable, but also powerful enough to handle some serious projects.
Thanks for having me. I encourage everyone to check out the Freedom page, download resources, and just start experimenting.
Hey, you know what, Bridgette and Moni, we should allow the users to put in the comments that they'd be interested in a Freedom board. And we'll respond to those comments and select a few lucky listeners to get one of the excellent Freedom boards you just brought up.
Great idea.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for this episode of the EdgeVerse Techcast. And we do appreciate all of you for tuning in and listening to our episodes. Make sure to look at the links that we've included. And as I mentioned, put a comment in if you're interested in a Freedom board.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Keep innovating, and we'll see you on the next episode of the EdgeVerse Techcast.